Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Tirade. It is July 14th, Tuesday, and just got through reading some of the online news this morning, and he did it. They struck an Iranian nuclear deal. These people are in the streets screaming, shouting, "Death to America, death to America." They're saying you have to give them so many days of advance notice before they have any inspections. It amazes me. It just amazes me, and it scares me, and it irritates me, and it pisses me off. And now they're saying that because it's not a treaty, but an executive agreement, according to the news this morning, that if only 1/3 of either house, the Congress or the Senate, plus one, would allow this to pass. And it's mind-boggling. It would not have to, normal procedures as if it was a treaty will not count in the Congress or the Senate. So just 1/3 plus one would make it a deal because it's an executive agreement. I basically, at this point, am calling the congressmen and the senators of this country chicken shit. Plain and simple. There should be rioting in the streets. We should be having our own Arab Spring. This man is a danger to this country. Iran has basically been spitting in our face during this entire process. You know, the news reports have said that the Iranian dealers sit there and scream at John Kerry and call him names and do everything else, and we still, after putting this off and putting this off and putting this off, and them not giving anything and taking more and more and more and more, we agree to this deal. I think that Obama should be in jail. I think he's a traitor to this country. I can't believe that this has gone through. The world's watching, and the media just keeps pushing it along, and our congressmen and our senators keep their mouth shut to cover their political ass. And that's all there is to it. The majority of the people in this country are no longer being protected. And I don't care if you're a Democrat, I don't care if you're a liberal, I don't care if you're a conservative. If Iran gets nuclear power, they're stupid enough, they're crazy enough, they're fanatical enough to use it. People in this country will die as a result of some of these things that are passing, including this nuclear arms deal, that we can't control it. And we're going to lift sanctions, and we're going to give them money. Enough is enough. You know, I understand and I realize from looking at YouTube, a lot of people aren't seeing this, my talks. But if this country doesn't wake up, we are going to be we're already becoming a third world nation because of the lack of respect and our economy. And they keep saying our economy is so good. If our economy is so good, how come our gas prices are so high? It's just unfathomable that this SOB, this piece of shit, Obama, was able to do this and let this go through by doing continual postponements until he got a deal. And there's the man is the worst enemy that this country has right now is Barack Obama. You know, you can add sanctuary cities to that because the feds allow the cities around the country to ignore federal law. And they actually pulled the plug on stopping the supervisions of those laws. The administration did. And along with things like today's news, the IRS has still not turned over Lois Lerner tapes that have been, I guess, requested or subpoenaed or whatever. And listen, people, the bad guys are winning. And the bad guys in this case are the Obama administration, the IRS, the Veterans Administration, which is looking to close hospitals for veterans because of a budget shortfall rather than taking the money from the executives that are getting paid for not doing their work. There's way too much going wrong here. Our country's going to hell, and we keep being told the economy's recovering. You know, it's just, in another part of the news today too, the Boy Scouts have ended the ban on gay leaders. So they're talking about men that like boys, and now with the new president of the Boys Club, or Boy Scouts of America, I don't remember his name, but he's an Obama, ex-Obama executive officer of some type. And are you kidding me? It's just an invitation for gays to supervise boys and do it in front of the world and say, hey, it's not a problem, and all the guys are going to go there that are gay have no interest whatsoever in the boys that are there. They're just there. If I had a son that was of Boy Scout age, there is no way in the world that that kid would join Boy Scouts. It's a free fishing trip. You know, there's so many more things that are just, this is just daily news. So many people don't care, so many people don't know, so many people are not made aware, or they just, the number of people in this country that stick their head in their sand, that don't watch the news, that don't understand the news, that the only thing they're interested in is surviving day to day. In some cases, it's all they can do. In other cases, it's a way of life. I'm getting what I want. The have-nots are literally getting what they want. It's cheaper to stay home and not work from the assistance they get and the money they get and the benefits they get than it is to go get a job. And no matter who you are, if you're working, you're paying for this. Doesn't make a difference if you're a Republican or Democrat or liberal. If you're working, you're paying for this. If you believe in that, then donate all of your money. If you think you ought to be giving everything you make, or everyone else should be giving everything they make to all these programs and to all these things, then donate 100% of your money. Put your money where your mouth is. There's so many other things to be upset about and to have a tirade about, but it's hard to sit here and talk and be as composed as I think I am at the moment, considering what's going on, the threats to our country, the dangers to our country that are being pushed along by the White House, by the administration, by Barack Obama, and the gutless chicken shit Congress and Senate that don't have the balls to stand up and stop this man from doing what he's doing by covering their political ass. And it's a disgrace. This country has become a disgrace and a laughingstock to the world, because they'll take our money, they'll take our aid, they'll take our financial assistance, they'll do everything they want to take from us, and they could care less what we say, they could care less what we do. They have no respect for us, and the world laughs at us, and we're no longer a political power and a figure as a leading nation. You know, the world just doesn't have any respect for us anymore, and Obama has transformed this country. And it's time for the people that you and I elected as representatives to stand up and say, you can't do this anymore, you son of a bitch. The Daily Tirade. Oh, don't buy gas from ExxonMobil. With all the gas in the world, and again news today, that with the Iran deal, gas prices should go down again. We're going down pennies, but they raise it a nickel, a dime, 15 cents at a time. And they're saying that the economy or the gas is regulated on the value of the dollar and not on supply and demand. On supply and demand, they should be giving it to us. On the value of the dollar, if our economy is so strong, as the president keeps telling us it is, gas should be back down to $1. But like everything else, they're lying to us. They're lying to you. They're lying to me. And they will keep making excuse after excuse, where they'll give you fact after fact, and they will what's the word I'm looking for here? They will detail, or they will fit the excuse in order to continue to keep gas prices where they are, so that it can be traded where it is and manipulated on Wall Street and in the bond markets. They're just, whatever you say, they're going to come up with some other reason why the gas keeps going up and that it's where it's at. If the oil companies are making billions of dollars in profit per quarter, billions of dollars in profit per quarter, and they used to make millions in a year, may have been 100 million or 500 million, but they used to make that in a year. Now they make billions in a quarter, and that's profit. That's after they've spent the money on everything they could possibly spend it on. They're still making billions. I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm not the sharpest stick in the tool shed, but if you're making billions of dollars in a quarter, you're screwing me, and they're screwing you. and people are still having trouble buying groceries, and everything economic in this country is tied to the price of energy, which is gas and oil. Thank you for watching the Daily Tirade. Stand up, people. If you don't, they're going to run over us like they're doing now, like sheep. The Daily Tirade.